The Prime Minister of Tanzania, His Excellency Mizengo Pinda, visited Sacoma Stall 82 at the new Spitalfield Market. He was accompanied by delegates from Tanzanian government and the Tanzanian High Commission and his staff at the mission. To welcome the Prime Minister, Sacoma Fresh Produce CEO Perez Ochieng and Director Sam Ochieng invited the new Spitalfield Market management team to witness the historical visit. The entourage visited stalls in the market. The aim of the visit was to work on logistics on how fresh produce from Tanzania can be exported to the UK through Sacoma ethical trading initiatives, hence empowering the farmers, especially after the success story of the Kenya fresh produce entry in the UK market through Sacoma.
Currently, we are doing 80% of our products come from Europe. We don't stock a lot during the day because basically this is a shifting product. We trade about 2.5 million a year. So it's a big business. It's very busy in the night. We try to shift all the produce in the night because it's not a stock market, basically, this fresh produce. So we try to sell everything in the night and restock up in the morning.
The challenge we have now, if you look at now
the packaging
box from Kenya,
yeah.
And look at now the box from Europe. Yeah. In this market, it's interesting. People first buy the box before they buy the produce.
That one is correct.
Yes.
So it's the packaging and the value addition.
Business is about fooling somebody's eyes and perception.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely. And also, if you look at the time they take in presenting the produce. So if we go around, we'll show you how they do the orange. They say, for example, this one here. You see, somebody has taken the time to arrange them. The size is correct in terms of sorting, but also in terms of just the little value addition, just that extra piece of paper around it makes a big difference. If we brought it from maybe Africa, we just throw it all in the box and it's all over the place. So that makes a big difference, and this can be done locally, which creates more jobs and it brings it here more presentable. Things like fresh garlic. You see, yeah. So we need to compete. So locally, this is just a little bit value addition. It's not that it's any different. It's just basically somebody has spent the time. Yeah, no, this is done. No, this is done from there. So this is garlic from China.
The visit was a quick follow-up from the previous visit by the Kenya High Commission and the Tanzanian High Commission to the market, all looking to expand in large scale the produce arriving from East Africa to the UK market, and Sacoma Fresh Produce is already providing this service.
So the challenge here, and this is really my message, is that the potential of this market we have not yet penetrated. We have not yet tapped this market.
Our inspiration for getting into the market was not to become millionaires, but to plow back the profits that we get from the market into development, but also to create a dedicated market for smallholder farmers from Africa. We are ethical traders in the sense that we want the farmers to gain a livelihood out of this. We recognize that the fact that Tanzania as a government is still primarily an agri-based economy. And we are very privileged to be able to start an initiative like this to see how much we can achieve, especially in terms of the scale of opportunities that is available, not just in East Africa, but in particular in Tanzania today. We are pleased to be able to be called to offer expertise. And as we have mentioned, our expertise is not just based on what we have read in the book, the practical things that we have done based on the history, based on how we are able to mobilize the resources, and also how we are able to mobilize the people that work as part of the Sacoma team.
This market has food from completely around the world, all 5 continents, and that's largely because London and actually the southeast of England has people from all over the world. We're a very diverse, multicultural country, and therefore it's not surprising that people want food from their home countries. So there is always an opportunity for every country in the world to actually supply produce to the UK. And just to give you a short idea, a quick idea of size and scale, around 750,000 tonnes of fruit and vegetables passes through this market every single year. So in terms of trade, that's worth around £750 million.
The impression I had all along was, you can't get anything into London, my brother, you're just wasting your time. See? But every time I come here, the ambassador tells me, You can eat cassava here. Then I kept on asking, from where? So people tell me back home it's not possible, but you guys were telling me you can get them here. I said, there must be somewhere where I can get these things. This has always been my big issue. How do I get some? How do I offload some of these products to areas where the demand is high? See, because Britain being an industrial country, then I can see the opportunities that lie, in this country and many of European countries. So most of our products, I'm sure, will earn the credit of being organic products, invariably in almost every area. So that can also give us an access to some of these markets. So as you were putting up your views, I was also doing something else in my mind. The challenge that I'm going to face is pulling together these farmers, okay, so that when you communicate to them on the need for quality, you see value addition, at least it will be easy for us to say, yeah, okay, now they know, they think they know why they're told to do this and they're supposed to do it. So I think this is an area that we are going to encounter for a while, but it's not such a big problem.
Food production relies on the knowledge and the know-how that farmers possess regarding quality of produce, packaging, and necessary standards for the whole process. Sacoma has vigorously enhanced training for the farmers in order for them to meet international standards.
He tells me there's training. You've been training on these.
I'm also putting the way with my computers. Now she's saying that what they have learned from the computer is how to look for prices instead of just relying on a trader coming to your farm. Already just send a text message and you'll be able to get that information.
And one of our themes that we're very keen on is to get across to farmers that first and foremost they are business operators and they must understand the essentials of running a business. Their business happens to be growing, but it is a business and they need the disciplines and skills. That's part of the training we do. The other thing which we're passionate about is the idea, let me take you back to the market. Everything you saw on the market today has been graded. Fruit, vegetables come into a pack house and people stand there all day long sorting out the good from the bad. And in most cases, the only distinction they're making is what they look like. So let's take an avocado. What you're interested in is the flesh inside. If it happens to have a scratch on the skin, who cares? You don't, I don't. Actually, the housewife doesn't, but the supermarket does. And that's a message we really want to get across to the farming community. And we can spearhead those kind of opportunities.
There is a need for government to commit in enabling consistent support throughout the process chain. Funding farming methods that reduces carbon footprints while adhering to global commitment in reducing global warming.
A big part of Sacoma's business strategy is to be a better business which involves cutting the carbon footprint. Because we believe that if we do this, then we can be able to get higher prices for our goods, like these potatoes, and that way we can have enough funds to give back to the farmers. And if we do that, then the farmers will get high value for their produce, which can help to lift Africans out of poverty.
Governments are fully involved in supporting communities, creating employment, and being part of solution to global food shortage.
Yeah, we can sell it locally. We can also export. That's what we can control.
It is very true that at the level of development where many of our countries are, governments still have to help. We cannot leave it just to the private sector to be able to organize something as modern as this. Even this, you see, the City of London is involved in trying to organize it. So I think there's a lot that the government should do in order to promote this.
We at our level have never taken the trouble to come and see how you are operating and therefore what sort of challenges you are facing. Because I still believe, that's why I was asking you, what is it that Africa can offer that you think other parts of the world cannot offer? And the answer, which is very good, which is correct, organic products, of which we are rich. So if really the packaging is the issue, then one can easily deal with the packaging, so that it becomes attractive. And of course the labeling also, you know, ingawa, of course, with the technologies, I think we've got now better products. Fortified sweet potatoes.
All visitors were treated to a sweet potato breakfast prepared by a brilliant restaurant in the market. The breakfast was attended also by distributors eager to distribute the fresh produce, meaning that the market is creating jobs not only to those in Africa but to those in the UK struggling to find employment. Sacoma Fresh Produce is a place for us in the UK to find cheap, quality foods like tomatoes, chilies, mangoes, sweet potatoes, maize, apples, among other fantastic produce.
You know, the UK is a free market economy. This is about traders here being able to make a profit to obviously make sure that their family and their employees get sufficient sort of money to keep themselves going. So I think Sacoma is one of the rare breeds which actually has that social enterprise, that social model, and the ethics probably much more to a higher degree than most in the market.
Why did the Sacoma Fresh Produce decide to sponsor African Nations Cup 2013?
Because one of the things we are doing is to promote healthy living, and we encourage the sportsmen to eat healthy, especially the sportsmen from African origin, so that they live with their culture and appreciate their cultural food. But we also want to really encourage healthy eating, fruits and vegetables as part of their daily diet so that they keep healthy. And especially there are some fruits that are very good with sportsmen, in particular sweet bananas. And we want to make sure that the sportsmen know where to get them and they appreciate them, and they also support the whole initiative of smallholder farmers. But most importantly, it's about healthy living for the sportsmen.
Every day at the Sacoma market, you will find wholesalers, retailers, supermarket, distributors, and even individual people purchasing affordable fresh produce from the Sacoma market.